Welcome to Hiking 101. Your hands. Basically, if you're hiking in the summer, you're probably not going to need any hand protection. Hand protection really comes in the late spring, fall, winter. When the rain hits in the fall season, you're probably going to want some sort of rain mitt or rain glove. I actually go more towards the mitts only because they're easy to put on, easy to take off. This is actually made by Mountain Laurel Designs. It's made of event fabric. It's a Cottage Industries. This, you place it over, cinch it up, and you're good. As it gets colder out, and I'm hiking, probably late fall, temperatures starting out are probably going to be around, I don't know, 28 degrees, 32 degrees. I'm probably going to want some sort of a base layer on my hands in conjunction with the rain mitt. The rain mitt will act as a windshield, and this will act as my insulator. So I'll throw this on, start hiking, that'll be nice and toasty. When temperatures rise, maybe this will come right off, and if this is still too hot, well, this comes right off too. So it's sort of like a layer of clothing. As the temperatures drop and it becomes more of the winter season, you want to look towards more, I guess, thicker and more durable materials. When I'm talking about 15, 10 degrees, I'm looking at something that's going to be a little bit more thicker, sticking mainly towards synthetic fabrics. I'll tell you why synthetic and not down for my hands in a little bit. Now when you're hiking, especially in the deep winter, your hands are probably going to get hot. So I would also recommend getting what's called a glove liner, which is again synthetic material that wicks the moisture away. There's two types. There's this synthetic version. It's made of polyester. And then there's this possum down, which is merino wool and possum fur kind of strung together. This is a little bit lighter than this, a little warmer. Do the same thing with the water away from your hands, so your hands don't get clammy and they stay warm. Now, I'll put the glove liner on when I'm hiking in the deep winter. I'll throw on thicker liner, and then I'll put on a thicker shell, just because the wind's really biting through a lot of material. And then when I'm at base camp, my hand will be nice and warm. Now, last winter, I used a down glove, and I used it to hike with first, and then I try to make it my camp glove. Here's a problem. When down gets wet, it loses its insulating properties. As I was hiking, I generated a lot of heat, and this thing was basically soaked on the inside. Temperatures dropped to 3 degrees. I used this to try to keep my hands warm, and it was not working. I literally had to stay by the fire for a while and put these next to the fire to dry them out as best I could before I went to bed. So the other thing is I'm actually going more towards a mitten than the actual gloves, because your individual fingers are trying to generate enough heat to keep them warm in these little pockets. Whereas in a mitt, they're together, so they're basically one single unit, and they're working together to keep each other warm. So that's why I would steer, especially towards temperatures drop in the teens to the single digits, more towards a mitt than a glove. Now, a common item that you're probably going to be carrying as you're hiking is what's called hiking stick, trekking poles, whatever you want to call it, staffs. Now there's 3 types that you're going to come in contact with as you're doing your search. There's one that's a twist and lock, so twist it, comes open, twist it again to lock it in place, and you're good to go. Basically, what you want to do is you want to keep the trekking pole at a length where your arm is at basically a 90-degree angle. The other type will be some sort of a compression lock. Opens up, take it out, press it in, it locks it into place, and you can go. The third version, which is my particular favorite, is just a straight pole. What you can do is you can go into your local store, you can take one of these twisted locks or the compression, and you can see what kind of length you need, and they're measured in centimeters. Why they're measured in centimeters? I don't know. It's fun for them, but they're all measured in centimeters. Find out what your length in centimeter is. I would recommend going for a straight pole. This is made by Gossamer Gear. There's probably other manufacturers out there that have a straight pole. Main reason, and this is a doozy, as you're unlocking and locking these things after each trek, you're going to accumulate dirt on your hiking pole. Now, the dirt's going to go into the locking mechanism in the twisted locks, especially the twisted locks. Eventually, it's not going to stay tight anymore. And as you're hiking, it's going to collapse on you. And it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. So much so that I actually ditched this version and went straight to here. Now I never have a problem with this failing on me because it's one continuous pole. The other thing that you're going to have on your trekking poles is called a basket. For 3 season when there's no snow on the ground, it's not really necessary. Nice, it's nice for decoration. They say it stops the pole from going all the way in the mud. I don't know. Never really seen a need for it. Same thing with the straps. A lot of people swear by the straps and how it aids in how you're distributing weight using the trekking pole. I never seen a need for it. Some people will say I don't know how to use the strap. My response to you is probably, and you're probably right, but you know what? I don't think it makes a big difference in how I hike. For winter, you're going to need a bigger basket. Basket is used for catching the snow, especially if you're in deep snow, and stops the pole from going all the way in the snow and disrupting your hike. So this will actually catch the snow, and it'll be nice and sturdy as you're hiking, whereas if you didn't have a basket, the pole will go right through, especially 1 or 2 feet of snow, and it's just going to be a pain in the ass. So that's basically it for your hands. It's not really much there is to it. So let's move on to the next episode, which is stuff for your head.